Good afternoon. This is PairFect. I am Dina Ventura.
And I'm Francine Marquez.
Welcome to PairFect.
Yes.
So this afternoon, Francine, please do
Yeah,
the
it's going to
honors.
be a very beautiful session,
Beautiful.
talk, conversation,
Mm-hmm.
because today we have the co-founder and creative director of homegrown beauty brand Issy Co, Joel Andrade, to share with us how they created wearable products that will help us achieve our beauty goals with minimum effort at a minimal cost. I
We
love that.
love it.
Diba?
So welcome,
Yes.
welcome to PairFect, Mr. Joel Andrade.
Hello.
Ganda ng ano niya,
Hey,
oh.
Dina. Hey,
Aura.
Francine. Hello. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
How have you been, Joel? How has 2021 been for you so far?
It's been busy, but also very, very exciting. Not just for me, but also for the brand. Which I'm sure we'll get into. No,
Yes.
but uh, yeah, it's been very, very fruitful, which I guess is a very nice thing to feel despite what's happening around us.
Pero I find it a bit surprising, Joel, actually, because beauty, di ba, parang for most people, it's non-essential. But to hear that your business is growing, that's really very interesting and something that we would like to talk about some more.
Yes, but first let's go back to the big.
Actually,
Uh,
um, yeah. I sorry. Yep.
no, I was just saying. Let's go back first to the beginning of it all, because I'm also curious about that beauty made easy philosophy.
Yes.
So how did you start Easy and Co? Yun muna.
Basically, me and my partner, co-founder, Jasmine Ang,
Mhm.
she's my best friend, and she just went to me one day and she was like, "I think we can do a beauty brand." And um, when she came to me with the idea of doing a beauty brand, she's a Chinese, Filipino Chinese,
Filipino,
so
okay.
they're very entrepreneurial. They have this business mindset. So I was like, okay, sige. I understand that you wanted a business in beauty, but when I came in, how do we set ourselves apart from the rest? And what's so funny when we started the brand, how Beauty Made Easy really came to be. She wasn't a makeup expert, I wasn't a makeup expert. So we were like, we haven't seen a brand that really focused or catered towards people who don't know how to use makeup. And that became kind of like that light bulb moment that,
Mhm.
oh my god, that could be something that we can own. So Isienco, the reason why it's called Beauty Made Easy is because our team works hard to make everything easy and effortless for the consumer. And when we say that, talagang, as in the goal is for you to not even think about the products at all. The goal is for you
Mm.
not to even say anything because
Mhm.
it's just that perfect that you don't really need help, need to
Mhm.
ask a question, need to research how to use it. And
Mhm.
also, affordable. I think a lot of times people forget that part of being easy is being easily available.
Right.
And that's one thing that's very, price is a very big factor for the Philippine market. And that's something that we really factor in, easily affordable ba siya. So ganun.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
I guess that's how I can explain Beauty Made Easy. It's
Mhm.
easy to use,
Mhm.
easy to use, easy to pair.
Mhm.
Like hindi mahirap yung mga colors namin. They're not
Mhm.
too bright or too loud na it's
Mhm.
unwearable. But at the same time, it's easily affordable. So those are
Ayun.
like the three easy things that we look for in a product. So if a
Wow.
product doesn't like check all the boxes, it's not gonna come out.
Oh,
Ganun
Mm.
basically yung mindset sa kanya.
okay.
I love the packaging kasi parang it's just exactly what you just need. Hindi siya yung, you don't count on the volume in terms of the palettes and the set siguro, which makes it easy for you to, if in case you want to change your mind
Mhm.
with your makeup, you can just get another, parang ano lang, just conveniently sized package. Is that one of your intentions also?
Actually, it's so funny about the packaging. A lot of people say, "Oh, we love the packaging. It's so
Mm-hmm.
minimalistic. It's so elegant.
Yes,
It's so simple."
yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
the reality is, the reason why it's simple is because
Mm-hmm.
it's cheaper to do it that way. It's
Mm.
just super straightforward that it's cheaper to do it like that. We get it
Mm-hmm.
at a better cost.
Mm-hmm.
You get to buy it at a better value.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos, parang recipe na lang, ay, parang icing na lang on the top yung, oh, it looks minimal, it looks clean, it looks
Gusto
chic.
ko
Mm-hmm.
yan.
So, but yeah, it's just really funny how sometimes you use your creativity
Mm-hmm.
to make business opportunities for yourself. So,
Wow.
parang ganon.
Dun, oo,
Oo.
dun ako curious eh. Kasi parang you came into the business as, hindi naman kayo beauty experts, di ba? You didn't study
Yeah.
for it. Di
Yeah.
kayo
And
naging,
we've heard
Not at
you
all.
came from the fashion business before you
oo.
put up the brand.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Basically, to tell you lang the backstory between us two founders,
Mm.
Jasmine used to be my supplier. I used to work for Folded and Hung and also Pen Shop, that
Oh, I
brand.
remember. Yep.
And Jasmine used to
Folded
be,
and
yeah, Jasmine used to be our supplier.
mm-hmm.
So from supplying clothes, she met me and she really, I think she noticed kasi my creative mindset that
Mm-hmm.
even if I was just a designer, I'd always tell her the story behind the item I'm making her to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we became friends, and then when she was ready to launch her new line, I guess she saw something in me that I had this like storytelling, creative directing,
Mm-hmm.
I
Style.
guess, talent or
Mm-hmm.
style within me. And yun lang. And it was really funny. I think when we were doing the brand, it was important to be true to ourselves na
Mm-hmm.
hindi talaga kami makeup kasi we could have pretended. We could have
Mm-mm.
pretended that, oh, we know what we're doing. Oh, we were experts. We've done that. I mean, at this day and age, no one will really know. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess we tried to be as true to ourselves that parang we're not experts. So we're entering the mindset. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
guess the best way to explain how it works is through our product development process.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
We have a team of 20 to 15 people, 15 to 20 people that are
Okay.
not experts in makeup. They don't actually like to use makeup. So sila yung core test naming market. We give them the new product just with a box. They read
Mm-hmm.
the instructions, and then
Mm-hmm.
we check later how they did. And if
Mm-hmm.
they are able to get the result that we want, or the happy sila, or like they've never used a blush before, but oh my god, I like it. Ang ganda ng kulay. When they say that, then we check. So that's how
Mm-hmm.
I think our brand is very different. A lot of brands are like made by a makeup expert. Oh, this is yung
Mm-mm.
line to makeup artist. We have resident makeup experts. Ganun siya. It's very based on expertise. But
Yes.
us, no, it's based on people who don't know a thing about it. Kaya it's really, I think, dun nag-resonate with a lot of people because a lot of people haven't touched makeup pa.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why it's, we like to call ourselves, kami yung parang best beginner friendly makeup. Ganun. And even sa
Mm.
wow.
budget, diba? Like, it's not like you have to like save like 3 paydays worth of savings to just
Mm-mm.
get one product. So, parang ganon. And we like to parang be very democratic and very,
Mm-mm.
parang it's for the people talaga na type of brand.
Mm-mm. So, ano ba yung mga price points nyo na very attractive to working women like us?
The price points are, I think the lowest that we have currently is 299. And
Wow.
then the highest that we have is at 499. So we're below 500 pesos maximum.
I
But
like that.
you know,
Ganda.
diba? But pero diba, we have sales. So the 500 goes down, the 299 goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes up to 50 or 70% of pagka you're lucky, inabutan mo siya. So it's
Uh-uh.
really, really affordable. And more than that, it's really the quality. I think the Philippine market is yet to understand quality over price. A
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
lot of people always focus na parang this is 200 pesos plus this is 300. But what they don't see is that paminsan volume. The 200 pesos you have um 5 ml, but then the 300 you have 10 ml. So if you look
Mm-hmm.
at the volume, technically you're cheaper yung 300 kasi it's double the amount of the 200 one. So that's what actually one thing that we're trying to empower our consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if you see the boxes and the way we communicate in social media, we encourage conscious buying. Parang
Yes.
we want basically our customers to kind of know that as consumers they have a right, they have a responsibility, and most importantly, they have an obligation to really, parang kilatisin yung mga binibili nila. We like kasi that concept of conscious buying. You know
Mm.
that what you're buying is good for you, at the same time, parang yung alam mo na hindi wasteful.
Yes.
Kasi lalo na sa makeup, it's a non-essential category, right? So
Mm.
we don't want na parang yung products namin are kind of like polluting more. So that's the reason why we like to develop them like super nice, super something that you keep and use again,
Mhm.
because that's how we minimize waste.
Ala.
Diba?
Tama.
Parang if you have a product kasi that people won't like, they won't use it at all. So the goal with our product is to make products that people will like. I love the feeling of it. I love how it
Mm.
looks on me, so that they get to use it and use it.
Oo.
And in that way, hindi kami nakakadagdag sa, pollution
Basura,
or
oo.
sa parang ano na. Yep.
Ang ganda ng brand nila, no?
Oo, tsaka gusto ko pa rin talaga yung minimalist packaging nila. Kasi minsan may mga makeup ako na quad yung palettes, parang, kailan ko kaya ito mauubos? Pero ito talagang gusto mo yung feel. Plus the fact that you're saying also na it's good for us. In the
Mm.
sense na yung mga ingredients nyo, di ba? It's vegan, gluten-free. Tell us more about
Yeah,
it. It's
we're
part of the
vegan.
wholesomeness.
So to just run down on all of them,
Mhm.
vegan means not using any animal byproduct.
Okay.
And not necessarily if you're vegan, you're cruelty free. So some brands use animal byproduct, but they don't test on animals, and so minsan naman vice versa. Now they
Mhm.
test on animals, but they don't use animal derived ingredients. Us, we do both. So it's vegan. We really stay away from animal
Mm.
byproducts. We're cruelty free. We only use ingredients that have been proven na they basically kasi if ingredients have been proven already, they don't need any testing on animals. But if you
Okay.
use like you invent a new ingredient, of course that would have to go through testing.
Testing.
So that's how we try to avoid it, is through using ingredients that have been proven or have data already.
Mm.
So no further testing has to go with it. We're also gluten free, which is really surprising, lalo na for the local market. Kasi gluten, I think a lot of people don't even know what gluten is.
Di
But
ba
basically,
food
kasi my
siya?
partner, Jasmine, she has gluten intolerance.
Mm.
So when we were doing the brand, it was so important for us. Kasi the funny thing about gluten is a lot of people are actually gluten intolerant or have celiac disease. They just don't know. So parang ina-assume nila na nagkakapantal-pantal lang sila, because you
Mm.
won't know unless you go to an immunologist and really get the test. So yun na lang yung siguro mindset namin na if we make the products gluten-free,
Mhm.
if a customer has gluten sensitivity
Mhm.
or like celiac disease, at least mag-work yung product sa kanya.
Mhm.
If wala naman, edi okay rin lang. I guess the whole point of the product is we try to be as inclusive as possible.
Yes.
And that's being inclusive kasi doesn't just mean colors or shades. It also means like conditions sa mga people. We're also always fragrance free. Hindi na lang nakasulat doon kasi fragrance is a very sensitizing ingredient. We're also dermatologist tested. So every product we work with a dermatologist just to make sure that all the ingredients and like walang potential for hindi comedogenic, hindi
Mhm.
also irritating for the skin.
Pinag-isipan talaga lahat.
Oo, what about enhancers in terms of SPF and moisturizers? Meron bang mga ganun yung products ninyo?
Well, actually, last March we launched our Skin on the Go collection, and it was our tinted moisturizer slash sunscreen slash skin tint hybrid. Yes, actually, that's one category that actually it's right now. We have 6 shades for it,
Mhm.
and 4 shades are trending ngayon, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 sa Lazada. And then the other shades are top 6, and then the other one is top 12. So all 6 shades nasa top 20 ng parang top product of
Galing.
like tinted sunscreen. And the reason I think why it resonates with a lot of people is because it's really a product that parang I can't even describe how it is. The concept kasi for that product is to make sure na yung skin mo pa rin nakikita. It's kind of like the word that we coined for it is skinimalism. It's the new beauty movement that really focuses on people showing their real skin. So texture, fine lines, blemishes. Kasi for the longest time, it's always about covering them up. But now, because of the new normal, there has been an embrace of the natural. Na parang, eto ako eh. This is really how I look. And that's okay. That's fine. And that's also where our brand is going. It's more about just enhancing and making you look making your skin look better,
Mhm.
but it's not about covering it up and making it look like, perfect skin. Ganun. Kasi there's really no such thing.
Mhm.
And as in with Issy Co, that's what we're trying to really promote, is this healthy relationship with yourself. Kasi I think makeup, especially on how it's marketed in the past, it's such an unhealthy beauty standard imposed on women. And I guess yun nga yung one thing that I think I've said also before, na a lot of women are so intimidated by makeup. They're interested in makeup,
Mhm.
but they're scared kasi they feel like there's such a judgment upon them na parang if they don't do a good job, parang wala rin lang. Or like, hindi naman ako gaganda pa rin eh, kahit mag-makeup ako. And I guess that's such a wrong mindset kasi to go into makeup.
Mhm.
Doing makeup, you have to do it kasi you want to feel good, not you
Mhm.
want other people to look like you. That's such a wrong mindset of doing it. Kaya I think that's why we're kind of selling kahit pandemic kasi a lot of our Issy girls, they do makeup at home not because they have to, but
Mhm.
because they like to. And I
Yes.
guess that's such an empowering thing ngayon na
Oo
you're not doing it
naman.
for other people. You're doing it for yourself because it makes you feel good, it makes you feel
Yes.
special. And kahit nasa bahay ka lang, alam mo yun, yung parang you feel powerful, you feel confident.
Yes. At saka
And yeah,
you
that's what
feel
we really
good. Yun
strive for
yun
as
eh.
well.
Yeah. Minsan
Yes.
nga, just the very act of
Diba?
buying makeup, you feel good already. Gusto mo lang bumili, di ba?
Oh.
So that's also part of the entire
Totally,
therapy.
yes.
It's really nice to know na your business has taken off this well after you launched lang in 2019, November, right?
Yes.
So, pandemic na after the year after. So, we'd like to know more about your experiences during that time when we return after a short break.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
And we're back on PairFect with Joel Andrade of Issy and Company. Hi, Joel. So before we took a break,
Hi.
we were asking you how the company did during the pandemic since your launch in November of 2019.
It was really an interesting time. When we launched with Alex Gonzaga as our endorser, there was such a hype
Mhm.
agad for the brand, and really parang day one pa lang there was such traction already.
Mhm.
And of course, we had so many plans, diba? Parang we have to open, we have to open, we have to open, something like that. And then the pandemic hit.
Oh.
And we were like, there's no guidebook on how to run a business during a pandemic. Diba? Walang ganon. And we were, as a young brand, we've spent all our money into our first year.
Mhm.
So like, wait, how do we pivot? How do we, kasi one thing that we knew right from the start of the pandemic is that we just have to survive this. If we survive this, we can most certainly be able to grow after the pandemic.
Mhm.
But we're just, I guess, blessed in a sense that we didn't even just grow.
Mhm.
We didn't just survive. We actually grew.
Mhm.
And the best way to describe the growth kasi is we started in online. Actually, I remember when we started in online in November, it was like okay lang, like okay naman yung sales. It was kind of high, pero we knew that the traffic and the revenue was in store. Nasa mga department stores, Watsons,
Mhm.
all that. We knew that's where people got their makeup. So we were doing our best to be able to open na our stores. Buti na lang, the pandemic hit a bit earlier than the lockdown happened a bit earlier before we signed all leases and ganyan. So what happened
Oh.
was um, wala kami na-open na stores, wala kami na-open na ano. So, I mean, can you just imagine for a new brand to have like rental leases and all that,
Yeah,
employees on the store? That would have like drained our cash flow. But
true.
because we weren't able to sign all that, we weren't able to open physical, we put all our energy in online. And guess where all the other people who couldn't buy in the stores went also? They also went
Online.
online. And what's really crazy was that in our the e-commerce platform, Lazada, Shopee, their goals for 2025 has already been met noong 2020. So the online community or online shopping really
Na
grew.
fast track.
So that kind of like was the blessing for the brand. Na we started online, and then when the pandemic hit, we just really like went full in. Okay, if ito lang yung only place magbenta kami dito 100%. And wala, ganun lang talaga. I think online became the new e-commerce platform. Hindi na nga ma-deny eh. Even SM now has call to deliver. Diba?
Mm,
Yung um, commercial nila kanina.
yeah.
Kasi they now know that people now started to understand the convenience of online shopping. And the challenge now is how do you get people na used to buying in the store to buy
Online.
virtually? Kasi a lot of people, especially with makeup, they like to try it on. Diba?
Mm-mm.
So how do you translate that experience? So one thing that we did was we did filters. So we have blushes or lipstick that you can try on via filter,
Ang
so that you have
galing.
at least approximation of how it will look like on you.
Oh.
And then you can go to our Lazada and then shop it, something like that. We try to like make sure na parang through through technology to be able to bridge that na otherwise you would get easily in a store experience.
Galing.
Mm.
Okay. Swerte
Yeah.
pala. It was part luck and
Yes.
part a really good concept.
Serendipity
Oo.
sabi nga nila. Pero usually kasi I'm
I think
thinking,
more than
go ahead.
oh yeah, what I was just saying, when that hit kasi, I think it was just really healthy that we didn't stay too long. Now, what are we gonna do? We really like pivoted agad. Okay, this is the only option. We have to put all our resources and effort into it. Kasi we could have been like play it safe na parang we could have not released collections and all that.
Oo.
But no, talagang parang ano lang, we took a chance and wala, I guess it's part luck and also at the same time having that sense of like we have good products and we just have to change our marketing tactics.
Oo. Tsaka yung courage nyo, no? Talagang go.
Yes.
Boldly.
Yes.
Go boldly.
Yeah, but I'm just imagining, probably those who buy makeup online are the users already. So how do you market it to the newbies, yung mga talagang totally hindi ayaw mag-makeup? And then, how do you try to convince them na it's really makeup made easy?
Okay, so I guess there are two main customers of Issy Co. The new ones and then the people who love makeup already. So for people who love makeup already, it's easier kasi they know the product. But our challenge with them is how do you get them to buy something they probably already have? They probably already have a lipstick. They already probably have a blush. Diba? So for them, we make sure kasi even if we release a lipstick, a blush, brow pencil, there's always something about it that is different. Like that's actually the number one thing. We don't release a product if we don't think we have something different to say about it. So, for example, our blushes have SPF 15. The lip mousse that you're wearing, Dina,
Yes.
is and it has rosehip oil. It has SPF. So we always try to add something that's not there with the others. So ganun yun for existing people who like have makeup. But for people talaga na newbies, it's really through communication. We do a lot of content videos on how to do makeup, how to use makeup, and we're just so lucky na everyone who reviewed Issy Co gets the vision. So, for example, we sent to an influencer or a vlogger, they really share, oh my God, ang dali niya talaga. Made talaga siya para sa beginner. Kasi like another, one example would be pigment. Here in the Philippines, a lot of people equate pigment with quality. They think that pagka ang product mas putok yung kulay, mas maganda quality. But that's not necessarily the case. Because when you're a newbie or beginner ka pa lang sa makeup, it's so hard to control the amount of pigment. Like, imagine mo super pigmented yun, paglagay mo sa cheek mo, para ka ng McDonald's. Like, it's so bright. So for us, we took the opposite route. Our product are sheer, so it's something you can build. So you're not, pag beginner ka, kahit nakailang dip ka dyan, hindi susobra. Kasi it's really not meant to like overwhelm you. So, ganun, yun yung mga napapansin nila. And I guess that's how you know when you're doing something right, when you don't even explain it, but it comes across. Kasi I think when you have to explain a product, that's not really well designed in that way. So that's kind of how we
Designed yours.
sobrang organic talaga. As in, I don't even know how it worked, but it just somehow did. So I guess it really came across lang talaga intentions. Kasi we were so intentful with how we wanted the products to work and be.
So parang let's say I'm a newbie and I just happen to go online with the shopping app. What are the most basic Issy Co items that I should get to have a decent set of makeup
To start
items?
with.
I would say everything kasi lahat talaga basic.
Like
Pero
what?
if you really have to make me choose, I think start with the skin tint because everyone should have SPF on daily. It's the best anti-aging. You know, protect yourself from the sun.
Tint.
Second would be the brow refiner because I think the brows are the frames of the face. Even if wala ka, pero your brows are nice, you look very symmetrical and polished. And then last would be any lipstick or any lippy. Just because a lipstick, you can use it as an eyeshadow, a blush, or even a lip product. So siguro yung lip boost na lang namin. Because the formula is just really nice for dry lips. So even if if gusto mo siya i-matte, i-blot mo lang. Actually, there's so many possibilities with one product. And yun yung one thing na natutuwa yung customers namin na we do a lot of like videos on hacks. Like for example, tong lipstick na to, yes, it's a lipstick, but did you know you can use it as a blush on, you can use it as a color corrector, you can use it as a eyeshadow. And dun sila natutuwa kasi parang as much as we still sell all those items, we teach them how they can like do a lot of things with just that product. And especially when you're a beginner sa makeup, probably estudyante ka pa lang, you can't afford a lot. So you do want to maximize that one little thing. So I guess that's another factor on how our products are really for beginners, on how they're so multi-use. Diba? So kahit ito lang bilhin mo, in a way, ang rami mo nang nakukuha sa kanya, you don't necessarily have to buy another product for another thing.
Ayun. So,
I
top
think-
3 yun.
Ay, so parang yun ang gusto ko ngayon sa products nyo. Kasi, di ba, Joy, you're talking about pigments. Usually, ang gusto yata ng maraming tao ngayon, yung malinis. Well, when I ask somebody to do my makeup, I always just say, yung malinis lang na look.
Fresh.
Clean face lang or fresh. Parang
They call it the
ganun.
no makeup
Yeah,
look.
yeah. Which I think is achievable with Issy Co products.
I agree ako dyan. Kasi na-try ko na Issy
Oo,
Co.
curious ako dyan sa skin tint na yan.
Ako, I like it so much. Kasi parang it doesn't really cover, like, it doesn't look like it's foundation.
It's clogging our pores.
Yeah,
May ganun, di ba?
Parang it just makes the skin even toned.
Oo.
And I like the
Nice.
fact that it has SPF 50.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So, Joel, I think
Actually, it's really
go ahead.
I was just saying, it's really, sobrang happy ako that you liked it that way. And it really, like, puts a stamp of approval that it came across yung intention namin. That we just wanted to even you out. We don't want you to look different. Because, like, you're beautiful just the way you are. And we're just here to, like, help, parang kumbaga, parang nag-slap ka lang ng little filter on. Pero it's still you. Like, we don't ever want to be the brand that covers you up and make you feel. Parang, for me, if you cover a woman up and call that confidence, that's not confidence.
Galing
Confidence is
talaga ni
being able
Joel.
to step out on how you actually look. So, parang ganun lang na ano.
Yeah.
Ay,
Alam mo, Joel, I think part of your success is because you believe in all these things that led you to create the makeup brand itself. Yung mga philosophies ninyo, yung mga needs ninyo as an individual, translate nyo talaga into products that people can use. And it turns out, a lot of people feel the same way, di ba? But how do you change mindsets? Kasi alam nyo na from the beginning that people are intimidated, di ba? Sabi mo, maraming interesado pero intimidated. Why do you think this is so? I mean, makeup should be easy nga naman, di ba? How did you go about changing mindsets?
Well, kasi I feel like people think it's intimidating. It's because the way it's presented, parang you only see like super putting girls or like girls who have perfect skin already. And for us, that's kind of what we wanted to remove sa campaign. If you see, especially the most recent campaigns, the retouching, if there is super minimal because we really want to see pores, we want to see texture. And then also the casting, meron kaming girl that's dark, we have a girl that's medium, we have a girl that's light. I guess
Yes.
it's always kasi that fear starts from lack of representation.
Mhm.
Kasi ang nagiging, when there's a lack of representation, people feel like the only pretty is the one
Mm.
they see.
Ayun.
But if you show people that pretty or beautiful comes in many forms, even a man is beautiful, they
Mm.
start to look at beauty in a different light. And that's how they feel, okay lang naman pala to, di ba?
Mhm.
Normal lang naman pala to, di ba? Actually, it's very expensive. The way we do campaigns is very expensive. Kasi other brands will just have one white Caucasian model.
Mm.
She'll do everything. Us, I have to pay 4, 5, 6 people because I want each product, like for example, a lipstick, I want you to see it on a chinita, a mestiza, and a morena. It's
Mm.
important to like one product to be seen in bawat
Color.
skin tone, like general skin tone that we have here in the Philippines.
Mm.
And I guess that's a very new concept. It's a very like I don't know young way of looking at the makeup brand kasi all the other brands laging ano lang yan eh, isang Caucasian woman.
Mm.
And then of course, sa kanya ang ganda. Tapos paglagay mo sa'yo, hindi bagay. Kasi nga, that color wasn't meant for a morena. Something like
Right,
that. Kasi they
right.
never tested it on a morena. So us, I just feel like me bilang isang darker skinned guy, diba? I'm not even a woman. I have to, like, as a creative director, it's like my responsibility to inject a bit more inclusivity and a bit more
Mm.
social awareness to the brand. Kasi I'm technically a minority in terms
Mm.
of how I identify and my skin color as well. So
Mhm.
I feel like it's so irresponsible for me to just go with the norm and not recognize the opportunity that I have and the influence as I have as a creative director for an emerging brand.
Ang ganda talaga naman sinasabi ni Joel.
And we also
Thank you.
find it fierce and angas that yung taking care of your skin and looking good should not be gendered. I think that's part of the philosophy also of Issy and Co, no? So what we'd like to
Yeah,
ask is,
kasi I
yes. So how do you
kasi
try
I
not to
feel
make
like
it gendered?
yeah, basically kasi everyone has the same skin. When I was young, I remember back then, I never understand why girls had to have, bakit boys aren't allowed long hair, pero girls were. Kasi sabi ko, I just don't get it. Like, may mata rin naman ako, may nose rin naman ako. What's so different if I had long hair? And
Mhm.
like, at a young age, I just didn't understand why ito lang pwede mong paglaruan, ito lang pwede mong
Mm.
di ba? I mean, kasi at an early age, I was already showing signs. Okay, so my parents were always like, no, hindi yan pwede sa'yo. Ito yun, yung car, wag yung Barbie. Something like that. So, when, I don't know, there was just something, lalo na when I became the creative director for Issy, right from the start, sinabi ko, when kaya na natin, and when like it's the right time, we will do campaigns with guys. We will show guys wearing makeup, and not just like skin tint lang. They're doing blush on, they're doing lip gloss, and actually the support from that community has been great. Actually, a lot of our customers now are actually men as well, and it's so sobrang nakakatuwa makarinig na parang lalaki siya pero he's so proud that he's using it. I feel like we're breaking barriers in a way. And at the end of the day, I feel like as long as you're not hurting anybody and it makes you feel beautiful, it
Mhm.
makes you feel a better version of yourself, what's wrong with that? I think a part of us rin kasi parang siguro us being young, we're a
Mhm.
little bit more courageous. Actually, I don't know nga if people will say naive kami. Pero wala eh, andun lang kami sa parang, this is what we believe in.
Mm.
And personally, I'd rather go down with something I believe in rather than succeed with something that I don't really feel passionate about. So I'm just happy that even yung mga business partners, paminsan when I like go to the executives and get them approved, like
Mm.
on board on my idea, I'm
Mm.
just lucky that they trust me enough to go with the ride. Kasi
Wow.
a part of, I hear those conversations, hindi kaya weird, hindi kaya ganyan, pero
Mm.
I tell them that this is happening And I'd rather Issy to be part of the conversation rather than to be the one na parang pagka nagsimula na yung conversation, tayo yung naghahabol. Diba? We want to start or spark the conversation and be part of the conversation. Not someone na parang humahabol lang sa trends. Something ganun.
Grabe.
Nagtataka ako tuloy kay Joel how old he is na. Kasi parang he looks
Ageless.
21 but he thinks like a 100-year-old person.
Wow, pero I'm just so blown away by that philosophy of makeup not to conceal but to bring out your authentic self, di ba? Doon ako hangang-hanga sa isip
Exactly.
ko.
Very well put.
So we'd
I'm
like to
not
talk more
old,
about
but
Hey
I feel
Joel.
old.
We'd like to talk more about your business partners and your collaborations, but we'll be right back after a break.
Iba ng panahon, dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ang bayan, PairFect na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga partners, may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anumang pera transaction, you can buy it all.
Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayan.
This is PairFect. I'm Francine Medina, and we're with the fearless Joel Andrade of Issy Co.
Fearless at
Fearless
21.
Oo, grabe.
Grabe talaga.
27 naman. 27.
It must be the makeup then. Makes you look so young. Pero I know naman na you're not 21 kasi parang marami ka ng na-experience na trabaho that led you to this company, di ba? And I'm sure that
Yes.
the way it's set up is kind of like you also, medyo naiiba din, medyo trend-setting, medyo, how do you describe it,
Out of the
Francine?
box.
Yes.
Parang ganun.
So tell us about your company and your partners and collaborations.
It's very interesting actually. Even if ako creative director, there are times people win over me.
Mhm.
For example, we're naming a shade. I want this to be the shade name, but then we vote on it, and then if I lose the vote, kahit ako pa creative director, that's not gonna be the shade name. I guess yun nga, we're very democratic here. There are partners.
Mhm.
So the partners, we have Jasmine, and of course she has like her friends and family involved in the business as well. But in terms of like running it, it's really her and me. And what's really interesting is we're really breaking gender norms, even in our company structure as well.
Mm.
I mean, siguro it's normally, di ba, sa isang company, there's a masculine and then a more feminine side of the business.
Mm.
Sasabihin nila yung masculine side, yung finance, logistics, sales, yun yung masculine part eh, di ba? But Jasmine, the woman, is the one handling that. And then the one who plays with makeup is me. So I just like this whole, na parang, we're, as a brand, we're breaking gender norms,
Mhm.
but even our corporate structure is actually breaking that as well.
Yeah.
And I guess that's how it really just, evolves even to our products. Kasi wala eh, we don't look at things via gender or via race or via age.
Mhm.
I feel like if someone has something valuable to add,
Mhm.
regardless if you're younger than me, older than me, a girl or a boy, it's valid.
Mm.
And we have this, before anything kasi we're friends. A lot of us, a lot of people think, ang laki ng team ni Issy, but we're only 8 people.
Ah.
We're only 8 people.
Wow. Lean but
As in,
mean.
I remember people always saying na akala nila part kami ng big conglomerate or ganyan. Sabi ko, we're just three people that we like to pretend we're big. So, um, ayun siya. And we're friends before anything else. So, lagi when we have a brainstorming or when we have like a collection launch, everyone feels safe to tell an idea or to share opinion. Kasi we're friends no matter what. Hindi siya yung parang, pag may sinabi ka, you'll be shamed for it. Actually,
Oo.
mas sinishame namin ang taong walang sinishare. Because I feel like, I don't understand people who are afraid to share ideas. Kasi there's no such thing as a bad or a wrong idea. Kasi sometimes you may have the worst idea in the world, but it will lead to the next good idea.
Yeah.
So that's what we try to foster here
Agree.
in terms of creativity, is to encourage everyone to, speak up if they have an idea, share it out. And we have a board actually here. It's here. And I can't show it. But lahat ng idea, it's like written down. Written
Oh,
down, written down.
nice.
And then sometimes ideas just would make sense. Oh, this one. And that's kind of how we kind of evolved with a lot of products. Our most recent campaign was the Hydra Gloss. And that's why it's not called a lip gloss, because it's not just a lip gloss, it's a lip oil, lip gloss, lip balm hybrid. And that's just how it came. One wanted the lip oil, one wanted the lip balm, one wanted the lip gloss.
So, pinagsama.
Sabi natin,
Ganda.
exactly. And then we came up with a product that everyone locally said, sabi nila, they've never experienced this product. So it's like that. It's all about collaborating, sharing, connecting, trusting, and also just, kasi when there's trust, it's so easy to communicate.
Galing
Oo
talaga.
nga. Naku, we're very drawn with your
Yeah.
narrative, yung story behind the company. But Joel, what do you think should the good business leader possess? What characteristics should a good business leader have?
I can only speak from my experience, but I feel like every good leader, it's good to be confident, it's good to be proud, but you also have to have at least a little bit of self-doubt. Um, I like to call it productive paranoia, especially leading up to a launch. Alam na ng team ko, eto na, nagbe-breakdown na si Joel. It's that like paranoid mindset that I go to. And the reason why I say that it's productive paranoia, I use the self-doubt and the paranoia into a positive way. I channel it through positivity. And what that means is I question every decision I make. Is this the right color? Is this the right shade? Is this the right way to do this? If you do it like that, the paranoid or the self-doubt that you're creating helps answers questions that you
Yeah.
may encounter down the line. But if you use it as a way to like, hindi naman ako magaling eh, hindi naman talaga to tama eh, ganun. If you use it as a way to defeat yourself, then no one's winning. So that's how I'd like to phrase it, na every leader should have a sense of self-doubt and paranoia, but channel that in a positive, productive energy.
Wow.
Gusto
So,
ko yan.
Joel,
Never
did you
settle.
study business ba?
No, I'm actually a college dropout.
Are your parents in business also? I'm really curious how you got this business sense eh. Ang galing, acumen or ano ba, skill, talent.
Baka ano to?
My parents
Harvard
are actually
Street
my mom.
Business.
Ayun, my mom actually was an entrepreneur. So she actually I was such a bad business person. I at a young age I was just so creative. I didn't like the concept of money because I feel like money was diluting art and like di ba, parang I felt like commerce was such a boring topic. But when I started working, I realized that in order for you to be creative, kailangan mo ng pondo, kailangan mo ng pera. And I guess working with retail brands taught me how to channel my creativity but add a sense of business also. I feel like as a creative kasi I tend to like daydream and to be very idealistic basically. But working through retail companies, having my ideas rejected, being my ideas told no, being told that my ideas were expensive, I could have cried and defeated me. But like I said, I like to champion over things kasi. So I embraced it and then I learned, oh, okay, if I'm gonna come up with a concept, it has to be commercially viable then. It has to also bumenta, ganun. And what I realized is the more ako makabenta, the more I get away with my creative endeavors.
Ayun.
So it's that balance in between. So parang how do you satisfy your investors, your business partners, and then pag na-satisfy mo na sila, pwede mo na i-satisfy sa sarili mo. So it's kind of that para lagi kaming okay, bibigay ko yung sales mo, pero allow mo ako na ganito yung campaign ko. It's this whole balance lang within it. And Jasmine, my business partner, really tells me, Joel, we can't do that. That's ridiculous.
Siya
That's
yung voice of
expensive.
practicality.
Exactly. And I guess yun yung important with businesses. You have to find a partner.
Yes.
Especially when you know you're not able to do that side of the job. Kasi I think that's the big problem I see with young entrepreneurs. They feel like they can do everything. And sometimes it's okay to admit na ito lang yung kaya ko, ito lang yung alam ko, and then find someone who can do the other part and learn from each other. It's not enough na you get them on board. It's also important for you to understand them, to why they think like that. Kasi if I didn't understand my partners, I wouldn't understand why do they not allow this, or bakit pa sila masyadong sales oriented. It's important for you to understand where people are coming from so that you also are able to deliver. Kasi at the end of the day, it's a collaboration.
I know.
Like no business is just a one-man team.
Right.
So you have to learn how to respect and meet halfway with everyone, not just your partners, but even employees.
Ang susunod yatang ilo-launch nila yung Book of Wisdom ni ni Joel. The Beauty of Wisdom.
Or a podcast.
Ang galing magsalita. So, Joel, just to recap, what is the one quality that a leader should possess to succeed in any business?
Basically, have just an inch of self-doubt. Before you jump into a project or something, kaya ko ba? How can I do it? Just, question yourself. Kasi questioning yourself will come up with the best answers.
Gusto ko yan. Creative paranoia.
Did you just make that up? That was your own term? That was your coined
Actually,
term?
it's productive paranoia.
Okay. So, ano yan? Pwede nating kay Joel yan.
PM.
Credit to Joel. So,
where can you get your products,
Yeah.
by the way?
Magsha-shopping na kami.
Oh,
We're super convinced already.
the products are made in Taiwan. So, siguro this is kind of an interesting topic lang to kind of segue to. A lot of people talk about, bakit hindi kayo made in the Philippines? You're a homegrown brand, but bakit hindi made in the Philippines? First and foremost, when we started the company, the idea was to give quality products. And I'm not saying that the Philippine production is not of quality, but the quality that we're looking for with it being vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free, also the formulations that we want are not possible here. That's why they're made in Taiwan. But as much as they're made in Taiwan, they're developed by Filipinos for kapwa Filipinos. We know our weather, we know our topography, we know our skin tone. So, ganun namin siya. They're made for Filipinos. Just so happens that they're manufactured in Taiwan because they have a better manufacturing and higher scientific research for cosmetics there. We're available in Lazada and Shopee, Beauty MNL as well. Hopefully, when the pandemic ends, you'll see us, on a mall near you. And yeah, basically, you should, always check out during like 6677 double-digit sales. Kasi lagi meron kaming pakulo. If you think that, you want a more bang for your buck, go for those days. Kasi talagang, we're not joking when we say like, sale. We give you the sale talaga.
Abangan ko yan.
Oo nga.
So, Joel.
Add to cart tayo
Oo.
dyan, di ba?
Yes, add to cart. Check out now.
Before we let you go, meron kaming show and tell portion where we will show pictures that we...
Trolled you on your social media account?
Yes, and then you tell us a little bit of
Baka
something.
magre-regret ako.
Okay, so here we go.
Ayan.
Oh, this was when I was still working as a head designer for Folded and Hung. And I'm sure by that shot, nakikita nyo naman ang init. I mean, people like yung sa jeep, naka-shorts lang. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about that picture, but I guess it just shows me in a nutshell that I like to stand out. Like, I'm not the type of person na I'm gonna do what everyone does. Like, if mainit, pero gusto ko
Blazer.
Blazer. Kasi I like, for me, I feel like as long as it makes you feel good and you're not hurting anyone, bakit hindi? Diba? I meron nga akong, I remember for the longest time, my bio on Instagram is, I was not born to be subtle. Yun parang sabi ko, ay, that resonates with me so much.
Siguro Aris din siya, no? Hindi kaya.
Pwede
No,
natin
actually
tanungin.
Aris
not.
ka?
Tara.
No,
Oh,
Leo.
I'm a Pisces. I'm a Pisces.
Pisces.
So very emotional.
I am very sensitive and very actually I know why I exude a lot of Leo and Aries characteristics because I'm very charismatic, especially as like a leader or like that. And it's something I learned. I did wasn't like that, but being thrusted kasi into like leader situations, you have to I think I actually owe it to being um, a member of LGBTQ. You know, in order for me, growing up,
Mm,
to be respected, I had to be better than straight people. You know,
yeah.
and it's that I like to overcome adversity kasi. So it just so happened when I was already older, kahit naman no one was judging me already, I just had that like in me, you know, I have to be better than everyone else. Kasi people expect you to be better just to get the same amount of respect. And I'm happy that's not true anymore, but I guess old habits die hard.
Galing.
I think that makes you strong and
Mm.
beautiful. We have another
Thank you so much.
photo.
Okay, next photo, please.
Ganun
Wow.
pa. Oh, okay, okay. So this was in Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam. I was
Mm.
with my mother, and we were going through dun sa tunnels. There was the American Vietnam War, right?
Mm.
Tapos we were going through the tunnels there, and there was a rain kasi, so we had to wear raincoat. Tapos lahat sila parang, ay, ang tsaka naman, ganyan. So I was like, oh my God, PVC is so in right now sa Paris. Let's do this. Wala na, I just, you know, oh, I thought I looked cute. So wala na, ayun.
Di ba
Pa-selfie
parang
ma.
runway mo lang
Ay,
yung ano eh.
OOTD.
Runway mo yung ano eh.
Totoo.
Forest. Okay, next please. Ayan.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is a very interesting photo. This was my post no 2020 na it's gonna be a great year, and then the pandemic happened. Okay, so you know how people post something on the first of the year, looking back, and we're looking forward, something like that. That was that post. And I remember one of my friends nag-comment, isa namang taong na biktima ng 2020, nung nag-pandemic na. Kasi, you know, I was like looking forward. But the real interesting fact about that photo is that it was 10 years ago, that photo, I came from Baguio to Manila. I'm from Baguio originally. I had zero contacts.
Mm.
Like, I don't know how I ended up in the position that I'm in the industry. Because I just remember myself, I was just this kid from Baguio. I knew that the town was too small for me, that I wanted to do something more than what was that I can do there.
Mm.
So I went to Manila, I went to college, I dropped out because I wasn't learning anything, took internships, jumped from job to job, met people, made connections, and then here I am. So it was so meaningful when I saw that na, 10 years na pala ako brand building for myself na parang from not knowing anyone to now being so well connected in the industry.
Yeah.
It's really like such a pinch me moment na you know you don't have to be born you don't have to be born with everything, but if you have that like you know passion and drive, you can make things happen for yourself.
Yes, and you're living proof.
Oh.
Okay, next photo please.
Ah, ah,
Meron pa eh. Ayan.
Nakabad. Okay. So that's my beautiful mom. I'll tell my mom to watch this pala.
Ang
Kasi
ganda niya.
tribute to her. Okay. So, yeah, my mom is very beautiful. And
Yeah.
actually, I think I have to say it here that I owe it a lot to her and my sisters. I grew up in a household that is filled with women. Just a fun fact, when I was young, kasi my dad worked in Baguio and we lived in Quezon City. So he would always go up to Baguio, and then I was left with my mom and my three sisters. So all my formative years, I was surrounded with women. Sabi pa nga daw nila, when I was young, I used to be sitting down kasi that's what I saw. You know, people would like imitate with what they saw. So parang, I guess I owe it to them. They showed me what beauty is from through fashion, makeup, skincare. Kaya feeling ko, that's the reason why siguro I'm good with my job kasi I love my sisters, I love my family, and I'm able to like it's from them. It started from them. I learned it from them, and I feel like with every product I'm doing, I'm just like honoring their memory and you know how I grew up. So I don't know. I really feel like it's credit to them because at the center of what I do is women and generally people.
Ganda ng skin ng mommy mo. Pansin ko.
Do we have another photo?
I don't know. I wish I'd get that as well.
Wow, yan.
Oh,
Company
Ah, okay.
guy.
So, this photo naman, it was the first anniversary of Issy and Co. And a lot of people kasi assumed that it was Alex Gonzaga's brand. And because of course she was the endorser and we came out with her agad. So for our first birthday, I told Jazz, I feel like it's important for people to know that there are other people aside from Alex involved with the brand. So not just the executives, the whole team, kahit yung ano namin, marketing, like hindi shareholder. Nag-photoshoot kami lahat kasi we wanted people to understand that the reason why the products work kasi we're also a diverse group of people.
Mm.
We have a Mistisa, we have a Chinita, we have a Morena, and wala eh. I guess just everyone's a part of the conversation. And ayun, syempre, alam mo na, konting like a-professional na shoot, gano'n. And I don't know, I'm actually very awkward in front of a camera. I'm the type of person that I like to work behind the camera. I always like to be in the behind the scenes. So it was a very refreshing moment to see myself outside. And what's crazy was when that was posted sa Issy na Instagram,
Mm.
there was such an overwhelming amount of people saying na parang, ay, ang galing. Like, they weren't like, bakit lalaki? Walang ganun na message at all. They were like so encouraging and they were like, basically there was such a love there. Kaya parang I was so surprised na parang, grabe, nakakatuwa na we've come so far. Like, na-appreciate na rin yung mga pagiging different.
Mm. Baka naman kasi, Joel, nasa mind mo na lang yung mga preconceived notions mo about how people regard other
Paranoia,
people.
overthinking.
Oo eh. Anyway, congratulations again on nag-first anniversary na pala kayo and you're going on to your next one this year. What are your plans for the rest of the
We're
year?
going to a second.
Yeah. What are your plans for the rest of the year?
Of course I can't tell them. Kasi, but if there's one thing that I can say is that get ready kasi we're gonna disrupt the industry even more.
Wow.
Our first two collections we've dropped actually, ang rami na nagsabi na para talagang niyanig namin na parang people thought like Issy was this, but then they had no idea that we can do this. Ganun yung feedback nila. And all I'm gonna say is that we're just getting started. Like, you just get ready for a wild ride. Yun ang
Wow.
masasabi ko talaga. A
meron,
wild but beautiful ride.
Yes.
meron akong question. Are we going to see the next male brand ambassador of Issy & Co?
So, possibly, di ba? Wild daw eh.
Oo
Wild
nga eh.
and beautiful.
Yeah.
So, Francine, did you find the conversation interesting?
Oh, of course. It got me very curious about the product, the story. Parang really want to try it out already.
I really think the people behind the company, they're also like worth a story kasi
Yeah. At
ang
saka
galing.
yung nila, it's very infectious yung passion ni Joel.
To think they're only in their 20s,
Oo,
di ba?
Yeah, parang, and yet they're also living the dream, living the life that they want, that their company wants to live, diba? Yung pursuing your passion, sharing your products with other people. And yun, I guess it's the philosophy behind it. Yung sinasabi ko nga, just be your authentic self no
Yes.
matter what.
And we could see that with Joel, how
Oo,
authentic he
tama,
was. He has
tama.
always been. And so on that note, Francine,
On that note,
we shall say goodbye for this afternoon.
Yes.
And Joel,
Joel,
welcome back. Just in
welcome
time to say goodbye.
maybe some last words.
Yes, please.
Tinatanong ko sa inyo, are you
Okay, so,
going to see a male brand ambassador in the near future?
Nasa pipeline. We'll see. We'll make it happen. So I know. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for taking an interest in Issy Co. And for everyone wanting to check out our products, we're available in Lazada and Shopee, Beauty MNL as well. And you can follow the brand at Issy and Company. You can follow me at Joel Martin Andrade. And thank you so much, Dina and Francine. It was so nice to get to talk to you.
Oh, we had fun also.
Oo, diba?
Oh, gusto ka naming maging friend.
Oo.
So, again, this has been PairFect.
Let's arrange coffee after the pandemic.
Okay,
Why not?
go. This has been PairFect, and I am Dina Ventura.
And I'm Francine Marquez.
Thank you for watching.
See you next week. Stay beautiful and strong, diba?
And authentic.
Yes.